Watch our flag. Watch our flag.
Look at that. Oh, look at that.
Watch out.
Yeah, stop vibration, man.
Buddy, where's your pistol? Yeah. Push up hill, go. Take the ball. Go to the field.
Here we are with an estimated 320 player historical rules event today. Our first round is going to be the Nicodemus Hill, followed up by the Pat's Turnpike. Here are the regiments that are playing in tonight's event, and the total server population is 319. CSA right now up by 7 on the Union side. In terms of artillery, each side has the option. CSA taking 9, Union taking 8. So infantry in balance is going to be 8 in favor of the CSA side. Frontline reporters for today. For the Union side, you have Jam here from Colquitt's Brigade. And on the CSA side, you have Canada from the 20th Georgia. Appreciate these guys so we can see what's going on the ground while also seeing what's going on in the sky. If you're playing in this match, send me a link to your POV and we can put it in the pinned comment of the video. So, as you can tell, the fighting's already way underway. It looks like what has happened so far is the Union teams pushed up to the snake fence, got completely slaughtered. They might have pushed up through the woods here and charged. It looks like that was the case as well, and that also failed, which is why the Union is down a fourth of a stage. And you might be asking, well, why didn't you start at the beginning of the round? Well, if you look on the bottom left side of your screen, they said in server's announcement, switching not live, and then cancel previous announcement, the round is live at 42. And the problem is my text chat doesn't pop up whenever a new message pops in like it normally does. Normally, whenever a new message pops up, the text chat appears. However, it doesn't for me. And so I saw the switching not live, not any of the other announcements after the fact. So apologies for that, but it is what it is. We got plenty of the round left, 35 minutes. So the rules for the event, the only ones that really matter for us up here is there is no sprinting until the 30-minute mark. So they have 5 more minutes of this. And on top of that, no bayonets until somebody hits the next morale stage of engaged, which Union's half a morale stage down, half morale stage to go to breaking. So this map was a 47% ticket advantage to the attacking Union side. However, with the ticket balance changes the developers did about a month ago, the Union side got a buff in tickets and now have a 74% ticket advantage on this map. So it's about a 27% increase in tickets for the Union side. Definitely the most advantage that an attacking side has in this game. And this attacking side, the Union team, they have the 1st Minnesota with the option of the Springfield 61 and the Springfield 55, and the 15th Massachusetts with the Lorenz. Meanwhile, the CSA defense, on the other hand, they have the 13th Virginia with the option of the Enfield, the Springfield 55, and the Springfield 42. So half the CSA team has the buck and ball. And then the other regiment for the CSA side is the 1st Virginia Cavalry. They're a special regiment in the game because they have the Sharps carbine rifle. Also very nice uniforms. These guys on top of the Sharps carbine rifle, they have the Colt Army and the Sabres, the Colt Army being a pistol. So CSA has a huge advantage in weaponry, huge advantage in terrain, as they have the Stonewall on this right side that the Union team has to charge and break through. Difficult to do that. This Stonewall extends from the CSA right to the center of the map where the point is. And then the map opens up a little more on this left side with the orchard. Now, Union traditionally, years ago, used to always charge the Stonewall and try to break through. However, with the increased bullet accuracy through the bullet spread being decreased on weapons and the increasing player counts to allow both sides to have more players, meaning the defenders can cram a lot more guys on the wall, it became more and more difficult for the Union side to break through. Union side pushed this side of the map and tried to fight through the orchard, get a hold of the barn. But that has changed, apparently. Recently, more and more Union sides have been trying to charge this CSA right side. And because of that ticket increase for the Union side, you reckon that they would try it some more. Because if you have, a huge increase in tickets, might as well try to charge it again and see if you can break through with just sheer numbers alone. So far not working though. Union down a fourth of the stage. Now it looks like Union team, after forming up, is going to move out. There's no Steam chat in this event, so if they want to communicate with each other, they have to talk in game. And CSA already there on cue.
Discipline, man. Discipline.
Only one shot for the CSA already. I'm reckoning the Union team pushed up here, shot it out for a minute, and then was like, let's go, and they went. It'll be interesting to see if Union side decides to bring up their flags. Looks like they're trying to. You can see the CSA team. Good amount of them on the Stonewall already, but here we go.
See you in hell, boys.
Let's go, boys. You gotta believe.
You went too early.
Down to camp along with Captain Good.
I mean, Union's just trying to go on the edge of the boundary of this map. Trying to avoid and hide a little more. No way they're forming up to shoot it out here. You're not winning a shootout against Buck and Block close range and pistols who have... Cav who has pistols, I was going to say, but I inversed that. Anyways, here they come.
Hold the gap, hey chill, hold the gap. Ignore the bullets, hold the gap.
And Union's bringing their flags right up there. That's a bold move by Union. Union's getting kind of slaughtered here. A and B with the flank. They're going to try to shoot them down so they can't get out.
You got a few trickling in from the left. Everyone else keeps shooting dead ahead.
Oh, you got to hit these flags.
Got him. Face forward, face forward.
One Union flag looking like it's going to get out. The other three are down. And it looks like two of them are at least inbounds. One is out of bounds. So if a flag is dropped inbounds, there's a 5-minute despawn timer on that. Out of bounds, 30 seconds. So unless Union picks it up, it'll be down for a few good minutes.
I know he did it on purpose. I just can't.
So huge start for CSA, up by a half morale stage. 30-minute mark is about to be hit. And on top of that, Union hits engage. So both sides will now be able to sprint and use bayonets, which you would assume would greatly help the Union attacking side, as it normally does. When you're attacking, you know, if you can't sprint, you're giving the defenders more time to react, adjust, get another shot in. So we'll see what the Union side wants to do now that they can sprint in. The difficulty for the Union side, though, is with their flags being down there, you're not going to be able to get the mobile spawns in. And so if CSA, or rather Union, wants to have a fight on the opposite side of the map, you're not going to be able to sustain that just because you don't have the spawns. So, and on top of that, with just how this event is, right? We're a third of the way through the game's timer. Union have now gone down a morale stage. CSA's not even down half morale stage. And mind you, it goes battle ready, engage, taking losses, breaking, and then each side's final stage. It's different for each team. So, there's a lot of tickets left on both sides. And not a lot of time, all things considered. So, Union side's just going to have to keep charging and keep hoping that they can do well.
Following order.
10 seconds, get ready to move out.
These are grand tactics,
Wait,
boys.
are we going to fucking 29 or 28? What are we doing?
29.
Just
29. Let's go. It's time to go. Let's go.
Well, you heard them. They're going to go now. They're going to try to break them. CSA already, I mean, they got so many guns up there. It looks like they're operating maybe 5 of them. There's a shot. But looks like it just hits the side of the house here. It might actually go through that. I don't know. But nonetheless, let's watch this drive. Oh my, CSA volley already hitting Union in the distance. Pretty dramatically. There you go. Give me another.
Go, go, go. Don't stop, don't stop, don't stop, don't stop.
Keep moving, boys.
Looks like they just got one gun ready for this. But Union's going up. Again, they only have one flag. Second flag was picked up front. 2 more down further forward. And here they go. So crap.
Do not stop. Keep going.
These guys on our right.
Don't stop believing. Move it. Time for us to leave her. Leave her, Johnny Lee. Oh, sorry. Fuck.
Keep killing him. Keep killing him. More.
Don't show height.
So CSA holds at least on the front side. Over near the wall, there's some Union there. I don't know why they have their flags up here.
Get the flag out, get the flag out, get the flag out, get the flag out, get the flag out. Come on, guys, let's go.
Shoot the flags, son. Those flags are very important. Shoot them the flags. Kill the flag bearers. Kill the flag bearers.
I mean,
Hold, HL.
a couple of LFL for CSA charging in, trying to get this Union still has guys moving up. 12th VA at least. They got guys going around. Bringing around town. But they don't have a flag respawn there. There is a flag knockdown here. Probably CSA. No, it's a Union flag knockdown, surprisingly. HD and first US Sharps kind of looping around. I think they're trying to see if they can snag a Union flag or so, but Union flags are getting out. It's so difficult of a position to take for the Union side. They never bring their flags up until they win. Like, you can bring your flags up a little way in the woods. That makes sense. You want the flags to be nearby, especially if you're trying to assault a fortified position. It makes sense. But to bring it up right on a stone wall? That's suspect.
Get your shots off, shoot up those flags.
As in, like, why would you do that?
They're shooting at us.
Okay, pull back, let's go. Pull back,
So,
pull back up the
both sides resetting. Union lose about almost a third of a stage there. CSA lose about a fourth. So the fact that Union's up by 74% on tickets and they're just getting destroyed here is wow.
Yes, sir.
So they're going to have to hit it again and hope. I mean, now Union, again, plenty of time left. The nice part for Union is they're all getting wiped together so they can all talk a plan. Let's hear that.
25-30. We need to be fast. We need to be fast. We all here. Everybody said that.
We're gonna hit this left. Let's go down along the Snake French right and go hit the center.
Let's do that. Hey, goes down more center, more center.
All right, coming in. Couple quick forward.
We got the people. Send your guys. Let's go.
So I like what they're doing. They're going to try to go down this snake fence here where they have their one down flag. It's also a different area of approach. We'll see if it pays off, though, because that's going to be the bigger question. I mean, Union's going to be fairly trickled out from this, though. I mean, they're decently spread out. Guys have still not left. You got one group going really far out to the side, but nonetheless, here they go. This is another beautiful charge here on the Nicodemus Hill. That's for sure. CSA is already shifting.
What are you, some kind of weatherman?
Spread out, boys, spread out a bit, spread out.
For tomorrow ye will get your head to the right, to the hole in the fence.
Shift it up. Shift it to the left. Shift it south. Shift it south.
So Union should not stay here for too long. CSA is on both sides of them right now. You got to hit one side or the other, or else you're just going to get completely pinched. And it looks like they're going to charge up the hill. I like it a lot.
Watch our flag. Watch our flag.
Look at that.
Buddy, where's your pistol? Yeah. Push up hill, go. Take the ball. Go to the
Take him down, take him
Come here, rebel scum!
So Union side's going to win the corner. CSA Center have to push up to not allow the Union side to take this position. That's what they're doing. Union flag down on the road, but here comes that second CSA push.
You cutting that, but you better cut it. Cut that some bitch. Cut that some bitch.
And it looks like Union's going to hold that push up by the CSA side. CSA forming up on the top here. Union artillery can get some really nice shots. Looks like they just are operating the guns right there. Or maybe the ones back there. There you go. That's the type of arty shot you want to see from Union here. I mean, CSA's in a prime spot for that. If Union's objective when playing this map, they want to take the top of this hill. And because it overlooks the entirety of the map, including the point in the center there, and they can hide behind the cover of the Death Blade from the CSA artillery. So this is the prime spot that Union wants to take. So CSA can't let them sit here for too long. Now, they're starting to work them down a little bit. I mean, CSA main spawn's going to be closer. Union already gets another great shot in there. And a lot of the Union team from main spawn's just trying to get up there because this doesn't happen that often where the Union side actually gets somewhat of a foothold here. I mean, Union has 3 flags in the corner trying to spawn guys in.
Hey, chill, let's go get a double. Come again on the first. Come again on the first. Hit the war, gentlemen. Pick up the flags, pick up the flags. Everybody on the Stonewall.
And so, I mean, CSA is not quickly pushing the Union out here. Now, CSA still has the advantage in the weaponry, but if more and more Union guys get filed in here, it's going to be more and more difficult you would expect. Now, Union needs to spread out a little bit. Just because they're so clumped up, you shoot a bucking ball shot in there, it's just going to shred. Nice shot by Union Arty again. This Union Arty is keeping CSA guys dead in the respawn screen. And it looks like CSA is backing off solely due to that Arty, which is huge for Union. So CSA back off to the center of the map. This is exactly what the Union side wants. The only CSA regiment on the flank is 20th Georgia, and this is what CSA normally, this is where they normally would push if the Union side had taken this position. But 20th Georgia, just in a server comms, was told to switch sides when they die, which I see that due to the frontline reporter chat not popping up on my own thing. So I'm looking at those numbers right now. CSA's up by 9, which isn't bad, but, you know, if you can fix it a little bit, I guess, you know, improve things for the better. But huge charge, huge win by the Union side. CSA trying to maybe set themselves up. Now, with 21 minutes left in the match, CSA has a lot of tickets relative to the amount of time left. So they could just say, all right, we lost the ground. Let's sit back and just keep killing that clock, make this a shootout, avoid casualties. Or they could be like, we're up so many tickets, let's just charge them out and get them out of this spot because we don't want Union to have it. I mean, there's no... solely for the reason that CSA has so many tickets that it wouldn't be a bad thing per se. They just kind of let the Union sit here. But, I mean, we'll see. A&V flanking where they were earlier. They get some Jenkins Brigade guys in a charge. So they wipe that there. More and more CSA are starting to gather to the west side of the Union lines here. CSA kind of putting on a little semicircle, very tiny left side, but they're starting to almost surround the Union a little bit and shoot all into a huge clump of Union, which makes sense from the CSA perspective. The question is, can it throw the Union out? 20 minutes left in the match as Union had taken losses.
You can see the flag waving.
Yeah, literally 50 yards out, boys. If you can.
More right oblique, aim on the fence.
Who's inching up here? Southern Mississippi's getting close. I mean, so far, Union line's able to hold. Looks like they spread out, taking the spot a few A&V guys were in. Texas Guards and 12th VA, some TKO as well. Looks like they charged that out. I mean, it's nice to secure your flank, although I guess they have some fine shots on the guys that aren't on the Stonewall.
Easy shots west-northwest, boys.
So, that CSA tickets, though, it's dropping. And it's dropping a little faster. This lead looks like it's getting smaller and smaller, although for whatever reason, the bars are larger than what we see on the screen. So, like, Union hit taking losses, they're going to be at a full bar taking losses for a while. And then once they start dropping into breaking, or sorry, once they start dropping through taking losses, then they'll start dropping fast. So, we won't really know what the ticket difference is until we get a little way through taking losses. But CSA right side is backing off here. Wow. What an operation here, that's for sure.
Alright, let's go dress a line right there, man. Quickly, full kits. We need to solve that corner now. We want to lose it. You heard the man, checks when ready. Guys, get in the line.
HL, sprint, let's go.
Nope. CSA is going to just try to keep their distance, I think. I mean, they're spreading themselves out a little more. Still some CSA trying to get around the flanks. Looks like we might have a charge here on the snake fence. AMV trying to get up. TG charging this with TKO.
Oh no, he just knocked you over. That's hilarious.
Down with Killer, just like Sunderland.
So, Union side's going to win that, knock A&V back. CSA hit taking loss at the first US Sharps up here with HD. And I mean, I almost wish HD and first US Sharps were with A&V. Or, I mean, the thing is, now that CSA is kind of on the back burner, right? The reason why Union have so many tickets on this map, because it is insanely difficult for Union to charge and take ground. Insanely difficult, as we have seen in this match so far. However, now that Union has the ground, the match is a lot more even. And, you know, maybe you think the shootout could work, maybe, for CSA here, but clearly it hasn't. I mean, a 74% advantage, thinking and now seeing it play out more, it's like, holy crap. So, I mean, Union right now, down about a fourth of a stage, but they're definitely crawling back from what it was earlier in the match.
The French reloads, hold fire.
Right face, a double quick, double quick.
So, who's pushing forward here? I mean, the thing for CSA, Union already nice shot.
Come on, why is there only 6 of you? Hurry the fuck up.
Oh, that's a ballsy spot to reload.
About face.
A&V gets shredded there as they pop over the defilade, and they were a little too far. But, I mean, CSA, Union already, huge props to these guys. I don't know where they're at. Numbers have evened out, but, well, you got some Texas Guards guys and 12th VA guys. They're getting phenomenal shots here on the CSA left side. Honestly, I think a huge part of why the Union was able to hold here is just because Union already was hitting some good shots right in there. And it really prevented the CSA from forming up. I mean, CSA distracted, getting hit. They're probably like, we're not formed up. We can't charge this. Let's back off. And allowed Union to reclaim this position. Now, some of the Union groups are moving out towards the east. That being Texas Guards. Looks like they're trying to put pressure on HL, who is starting to shift back. I mean, the tickets right now are almost even. They're about even. So, you know, originally I was like, you know, it could be a fine idea to just shoot Union out, but you'd probably want to charge in. Well, I amend that statement to you should have charged in. Yeah. I mean, historically, I mean, again, it's a 27% ticket balance swing in Union's favor. That's huge. So CSA should have charged the Union out right away once they got the foothold. But nonetheless, you live and learn. We can fight this map another day until they do the ticket balance changes again. Anyways, CSA charging in with pistols in hand.
Use the tingle stick. Use the tingle stick.
Go away, you stupid fucking cavalry guy!
Right.
Cavalry 6, get on the fence on the right!
CSA working it a little bit. Hit on that side. Looks like, oh man, CSA left is gone. Oh, the right's gone. Oh, it's gone. It's all gone. Union's up on tickets for the first time today. I mean, CSA still has a little foothold here. The Cav's going to put one works. I mean, when you have guys with pistols just sitting here, you have to charge at them. You can't let them sit there and unload their pistols at you because you get, I think, 25 guys max in this event for a Cav company. And so some of them are flag bearer. One of them is. So, I mean, let's just say 20, 25 guys that just have pistols, and you're just letting them shoot off 6 shots at you like that, you need to charge them out right away, and Union's starting to do that. And that's going to force the Cav out, including supporting infantry.
Where are you going with that pistol, buddy?
Shoot me if you're gay.
Oh.
And Union is now up by 1/4 of a stage. I mean, I think the takeaway from this, and although we didn't see the first, 7 minutes of this round, that from what we've seen so far and what we assumed would happen in the first 7 minutes of the match is the CSA side has to hold the Stonewall. If they lose it at any point going forward, they don't win the game. Because the huge ticket imbalance in favor of Union is because they have to charge across not that great a land and they get slaughtered doing it. But, wow. TG taking a little house tour here. Nice arty shot from CSA. That pretty much cleaned them out. Except for one guy who got knocked down through the house there. I mean, if we just look at the CSA battery position, haven't had a chance to look up here, but you got 11 Mississippi guys here. I mean, it's just such a nice overview. A lot of the Nicodemus area today, if my memory serves me right when I went there, it's all woods at this point, or a lot of it is. It's not as open as this. So, got HD here. Tall Gray is yapping it out with Angle.
Dealt with them.
Or just enjoying the view.
Canister high towards our right flank, please.
But CSA is very close to breaking. And at that point, once the CSA side hits breaking, if the Union capture the point, they instantly win. So, Union team at this point, they can play it 2 ways. They can just charge the point right away and try to take it and win, because CSA's really kind of, keeping distance. That's why they're moving down here, is because they have to get near the point. Or Union could just try to shoot this out for the next 11 minutes and try to get them down the last stand. But, we'll see what they want to do. The fact that CSA's at distance is nice for Union. They should win those shootouts. But it looks like Union's going to make the choice to go down the hill. NYD's TKO in front of this.
Take the wall before they get there, boys. We shoot them down to break in. Take the wall, we shoot them down. Take the wall, let's go.
I like that they're not waiting for the CSA to breaking. You see sides do this sometimes where they're like, well, we need to hit the opponent in the breaking and then go. Well, it's like, if they're so close, go in and then get them in the breaking in the process. Because I'm sure CSA... 1, you can shoot them, but 2, CSA is going to charge this out, or maybe wait to see if the Union will early cap. It's a risky choice for CSA, although it looks like A and B and 11 Mississippi are going to engage. The rest of the CSA team is going to have to force to go in. If CSA don't hit breaking before the Union fully cap, it's going to be an early cap, and this match could swing in CSA's favor. Nice shot from CSA Arty on the left. What a great shot from Union Arty. Puts CSA into breaking. Union's going to cap and finish this game. What a match. I don't think. Let him know, Chopper. But, yeah. That's insane. That it's like you turn on a light for the Union side. Flick of the switch. And the Union side dominated that. They didn't dominate. It's a tale of 2 rounds. CSA holds the Stonewall. The moment they lost it, Union just won past then. So it's polar opposites, really. So I think that's just probably the biggest lesson out of all of this for the CSA is, you can't give up that Stonewall. Good charge by the Union side. They went up the center, and the CSA team was split in half, and they didn't sit. They just punched out on one side, the side they wanted to go. They held it. CSA hesitant to charge in. Union Arty really made CSA hesitant for that. CSA backed off and then tried to do it to retake at some point. It just didn't work. So really good job by Union side there to stay committed to what they wanted to do. They broke through. Apologies for missing the first couple of minutes, but we will see you all shortly for the second round. And here we are with the second round. Before we get into this, thank you to our YouTube members for your support. Your support is greatly appreciated. So, unlike the previous round, we're starting on time here. A beautiful thing, isn't it? Server population right now for our second round of Pats. Turnpike 321, Union up by 1 on the CSA side right now. In terms of artillery, both sides have the option, and the Union side is taking 8, CSA not taking any, so infantry and balance is going to be 7 in favor of the CSA side. I will note, and I should have realized this last round, but since 20th Georgia bounced over from CSA to Union, both frontline reporters are Union perspectives now, which, you know, it's fine. It is what it is. They're the winning side, so the more the merrier, right? So, Pat's Turnpike, nonetheless, was about a 14% advantage to the attacking CSA side, but with the ticket balance changes, the Union now has roughly a 15% advantage on their side, so it's about a 29% swing in favor of the Union side, and I'm sure they appreciate that because that map has always been very rough for them. The Union defense, they have the 114th Pennsylvania and the 2nd United States, both with the Springfield 61. The CSA attack, on the other hand, they have the 5th Virginia with the option of the Enfield, the Springfield 55, and the Springfield 42. And the Palmetto Sharpshooters with the option of the Enfield, the Mississippi, the Whitworth, and then the NCOs have the scoped Whitworth. But historically how this map has been played, the CSA side likes to push and try to take the woods here on the Union right. With the point being so close to the woods here, it's a great spot for them to be in. Now, I'm surprised the Union team's not defending this, but maybe they're like, you know, we have a huge disadvantage in weaponry since half the CSA team has the buck and ball. That we're just going to sit in the open and try to make this a shootout. And I mean, no Union players in the woods. That is very surprising. Very surprising. We'll see if it pays off, though. Again, no bayonets until someone hits the next morale stage of engage. No sprinting until the 30-minute mark. This Union team, a little spread out. You got 6 Arkansas. They're going up on the straight fence. Kind of shoot it out right now. Further to their left, you have TKO with IVB. And then further to the left, kind of in this arc, you have Jenkins Brigade and the 12th Virginia. Further back, kind of center left side, you've got the 80th New York. And then 6th New York, so NYV as a whole together. Kind of using the rocks as cover here. Moving up from reserve position, you got 2 Corps of the Italians, Union Battery starting to roll those guns back, actually, to try to get a high ground position. They get shot into the woods there. Meanwhile, the remaining 2 units, Texas Guards and Colquitt's Brigade here, they're shooting it out on the extreme side. CSA team kind of spreading themselves out as well. Hood's Division, Hampton's Legion, 2 Corps, the French, 13th Georgia. On the left side of this CSA attack, kind of getting into a shootout right now. Kind of in the center of the woods, you have the 11th Mississippi. And then popping out here on the center right, you got some more 13th Georgia guys there. Lee's French Legion and the Deathblade on the hill here. And then fighting over kind of by the CSA battery, you got 6th Alabama, part of A and V. 2nd U.S. Cav, and then the rest of A and V up here. So, CSA looking to make this a shootout, which historically I would say the attackers have the advantage. Because shootouts are generally a fairly even trade in kills. There's so many factors going into if a shot actually hits. Whether it be the skill of the person shooting, the bullet spread, sway of the weapon, elevation change, cover, suppression. I mean, there's all that factors into it, and with so many people shooting on both sides that it all kind of evens out. And this is historically what I've seen with the bars, the ticket bars on the top, is one side, like the attackers will have a ticket advantage and there'll be a long shootout and both sides will be brought down very slowly, but the defenders are brought down a little more, and the ticket advantage is the only thing that makes sense. But the attackers don't have the advantage on this map. The Union does, so I would think the shootout would work better for them over the long run. And, I mean, there's been a shootout for 3-4 minutes so far. And you can see the CSA bar is down a little more than the Union side. Again, not by a lot, but that's what you kind of expect with shootouts. Not a whole lot of ticket drain, usually, unless both sides are, like, in the wide open field, which there's not too many of that in this game. There's usually cover, and people will take that cover, understandably. But Union's having a slight lead in this shootout here. So if I'm the CSA side, it's going to be hard to coordinate with your team spread out like this, but with the point of contention being here, you should try to early cap that point as much as possible, because if you're trying to make this a shootout, shootouts, you aren't guaranteed to sometimes bring your opponent down fast enough with tickets, or through a shootout. So you need to give yourselves more time if you want to make it a shootout, because I mean right now the pace they're going at right now is not that great. So if the CSA side wants to make it a shootout, you early cap the point, you could stop that black timer, force the USA out of their defensive positions, and force them close to you, which at that point, as a CSA side, you could use the buck and ball to your advantage. And so, I mean, maybe CSA is just waiting until the point where they can, like, charge it out or, like, use their bayonets and sprint. But, I mean, the fact that we're almost a third of the way through the game and neither side has been brought down more than a fourth of the morale stage is ridiculous. And I mean, CSA can still win it by all means. They have to charge or they have to early cap the point. We'll see if they actually do it, though. We got 4 minutes till then.
Left thrust, make sure to double right.
But, I mean, it's, you know, CSA having a tick advantage on this map, you know, it makes sense. The attackers have always had a ticket advantage, but, I mean, what are the stats for this map? Because when the developers did all their ticket balance changes, they put out a results of each map. Like how many times each side won by how much over the course of a month. Which, Pat's Turnpike, let's see, it was played 19 times in the month leading up to this update. Out of the 19 times it was played, CSA won 18 times, Union won once. An average server count of 208, which again, we're a little higher than that average count. And normally that average count, the higher it gets, it favors the defenders more and more. Just because attackers usually have to charge, and if the defenders have a lot more guys with a lot better of a position to defend, they're going to slaughter the attackers, which is what we have seen in this game. And I mean, sure, you could say the attackers have more guys going forward, but defenders have a lot more shots. So either way, it's always seemed to favorably help the defenders out. But so obviously there's going to be a difference there with what we're seeing now versus the average player count. Average USA tickets left -1 out of 120, which I don't even know how you get negative. Unless there's like early caps, which that could be the case. And then the average CSA tickets left are 38. So sorry if I keep like stopping, and I hear a good amount of noise outside my apartment door right now, and so I'm just like, what's going on out there? Usually not too loud where I'm at, but that's why it's so weird sometimes to hear noise. So nonetheless, though, we got a minute and a half until sprinting is a go. CSA not really pushing up anywhere. And, you know, with that dev data, I'm always intrigued to... I wish they would have given us more... Now, again, right, it's very appreciative that they do the data-driven ticket balance changes. It's good to see that they're doing that and keeping track of all of it. And it's cool to see it at a raw level. I wish it could be broken down more. And maybe they don't have the metrics or the time for that. But they honestly probably do, because if they show the average player count, they're keeping track of the player counts over time. So I wonder if they could like break it down by, was this match a public match or a private match? Private being regimental. What was the win rate at 300 players versus 100 players, you know? Because the gameplay is completely different on 100 versus 300 players. Because, I mean, here's the thing, right, is if you have 100 v 100, 50 guys on each side, right? Defenders can't defend the whole width of the map with 50 guys compared to a 300-man server or a 400-man server where you have 150, 200 defenders. So if the defending side can't cover the whole map, the attackers can outflank, outmaneuver their opponent. a lot easier. At least not come into as much resistance. So the game plays completely different. Attackers, it was heavily biased towards them, especially in the smaller pops, but as the server counts increase, the defenders could defend more of the width of the map, figure out what the attackers are doing, really plug holes that they traditionally couldn't, and it started working wonders for them. So Sprinting is now a go. CSA down slightly on tickets, and you gotta wonder if the CSA side is going to push the pace or if they're just going to shoot this out until the round's over. Which looks like you have some movements. A and V starting to move across the center field here from the CSA right to the center. Looks like CSA left side starting to move towards the center as well. So I wonder if CSA was like, okay, at 30 minutes, we're going to try to make a push up now that we can sprint and, you know, get across this open field a little quicker. And A and B is going to go up. Are they just going to charge straight into 12th VA and 20th Georgia here? It looks like that's the case.
Guys, brace up, brace up. Wait. Friendly will cover us. Friendly will cover us.
We got reinforcements, mate.
Oh, friendlies will come in, friendlies will come in, friendlies will come in. We got this all day.
There's a couple friendlies coming.
Here they come, boys. On the other side.
Aye. Please don't touch me. Please don't touch me. Aye.
I'm gonna beat you again. I'm gonna get in and shoot.
No bayos, hit him.
No bayos. No Vaseline. No bayos. No Vaseline. Hey, buddy. Oh, he's got a bayonet on. You little shit. What are you doing with that bayonet, buddy?
So Union holds that push. Looks like it grows the favor towards the Union side there. CSA starting to push out from the woods near point. And Union already gets a great shot on HL. Pushing up.
Independent fire and a case on the case. Spread out, everybody, spread out.
Go ahead and reinforce the next one in front of them. Let's go.
Everybody spread out. I'll hold the case on so you can take everything.
So, I mean, they're getting near the point. You can see that none of the Union team is actually on the point. This point must be real tiny. Nice shot by Union Art. It would be really cool is if you hit the caissons and it explodes due to all the ammo within it. Which, I wonder, are they loaded in here? No, they're not. It's just empty. So maybe it makes sense that they don't explode. It's kind of funny, though. Oh.
Let's go.
Oh, these are just actually empty. Alright. Never mind, then. That'd be cool, though, if, you know, I think it would be a great game mechanic for if the artillery hits a caisson and it's full of ammo, it explodes. One, because it'd be really funny to watch. Alternatively, it makes counter battery much more of a better idea, because if you're going to blow up a caisson, then, you know, you just disable a lot of your opponent's artillery's ammo. Just adds a little more strategy to it all.
No, we're gonna dress it right from now on. We're dressing it right from now on. Dressing it right.
And so, I mean, CSA's got to do something. I like that A and B charged, but Union backed themselves up pretty well. A and D was the only one to charge in there. CSA is not near point. I mean, they're near it, but they're outnumbered and they're still not on it. And so they're going to have to push up into a position they don't want to. And the issue is, the longer the shootout's going, Union's getting more and more and more of a ticket lead.
These volley decoys.
He walked right in as we shot.
Oh, my words. A casualty.
4 decoys.
I think the whole line.
I mean, you know, initially I was like, Union's not in the woods. That's a little surprising. You don't just give up good ground to the CSA side. But, I mean, Union's not even fighting in the woods. And so it makes a lot of sense, at least in this event. I don't know how well this would work in other matches. That's kind of the big thing. Because Union has the advantage in the shootout. They have rifles compared to... I mean, half the CSA team has the option of the 42s, which regiment has that? 5th Virginia? Who's playing as the 5th Virginia? Oh, I started looking on the Union side. Good job. Alright. Oh, I clicked the one guy with the flag. I could have seen that too. Alright, HL, what guns are you taking?
Now I see a piece of shit.
Looks like they're not taking the 42s, so understandable. A little argued here and there, but rifles generally are used at longer distance just because the Springfield 42s, the buck and ball, it shoots like a shotgun. The pellets are going to go everywhere. Now, the main round ball shot apparently is more inaccurate than that of a rifle shot. So, it makes sense for CSA not to use the 42s here, but I mean, they got to do something. The problem is they're so spread out as a team, I don't know if they can effectively do anything as well. I just saw this body of water, and I'm like, I've never seen that. Oh, there's another body of water. Apologies. I just never have seen that before. Had to call it out. But CSA hit engage. Bayonets are now equipable. And it's...
Hey, Trophy, back up a little bit. Come on.
There's only so much stuff I have in my script that I can say. What are we doing, CSA? I mean, this is working out beautifully for the Union side. CSA's, you know, they just have to put bodies on the point. You have to put bodies on the point. You have to force Union to charge you. And you have to spawn in with this 42s to cause some damage. You just have to. Otherwise, you're just going to lose. It looks like 11 Mississippi trying to go out. HL behind. 6 Arkansas on point. And I like what Union's doing. TKO's moving up to assist as well. Really well done by Union.
No, they aren't.
And I mean, the reason for that is, as the defenders, your goal is to get that black timer down to 0. And the fact that CSA and Union still have a lot of tickets with barely any time relative to each other. There's still 32 minutes, 23 minutes is a lot of time. But relative to the amount of tickets that there is, not a lot of time. And so, the... You know, Union side should try to keep this point as capped as long as possible to keep that black timer ticking. Again, there's so many tickets on each side that the Union side can afford to lose some tickets, especially because they're up too.
Which gives someone a second asshole there. You're dead, brother. I just blew your head off. I just blew your skull off. Left.
So, I mean, NYV is there. Colquitt's Brigade's going to charge out the CSA and the K-Sons. It was only a couple of them. But they forced the flag back.
Stop shooting people.
So the failed push-up attempt by CSA doesn't do much. I don't know why more of them didn't push up there. I mean, CSA is... Did they expect an additional, like, 20 minutes to be added onto the match? NYV, 6 New York at least pushing up.
I'm sorry, just accept your fate. I'm sorry, just...
Run, Eddie! Run! Run, Eddie!
Run, chicken! Run, boy! You better run before I kill you!
I don't know how we called out that was 2nd U.S. Cav, unless the guy who was running by him was it, but... A&V there backing off with 2nd U.S. Cav. I mean, CSA's in the woods, they gotta... Man, they just... I don't know, just try something. It doesn't matter if it works or not at this point. I mean, what's happening now is not working. Which, you got Beef pushing out now. The British Expeditionary Force. The proper name.
Take aim.
So they're just going to continue to shoot out.
Fire.
And Union's hitting a good amount of them as they go out as well. Nice hardy shot there too. That only killed, I think, like 1 though. At least it looked like it only killed 1. So, alright, CSA's formed up. They got to be talking about something.
Take aim quickly. Take aim.
Super bien avec les caissons, c'est pour ça que ça descend.
Formation à gauche et faut remonter en face.
Et en plus tu
I mean, they could try to just charge at point early cap, but they could try to flank around and charge through here, hit the side. I mean, they have the options. They're really clumped up. Surely they're talking about something.
On left, 13th.
Okay, what's your
Cornelius,
plan,
make
man,
sure you're with the
Morgan?
right line, buddy.
What you thinking?
I don't know, man. We need to make a push for point, but if friendlies don't go, then it's going to be us, and that ain't going to work. So we're going to try and make everybody push. I think if we can take this hill in front of us, then we'd be alright.
Guys, we're out in the
Check.
Blacks.
I think we've got to make a push for it.
Company's
Right,
loaded, Morgan.
HL. Push forward on me, let's go.
Let's
Push
go.
forward, let's
On your
go.
star,
I mean,
let's
a lot
go.
of Mississippi's pushing up. What hill is Morgan talking about, though? That's the billion-dollar question. Because you take this, all right, you're continuing the shootout. Not much success, unless we're talking about this here. Which, you know, it's putting yourself closer to the Union side. Looks like CSA's starting to follow the moves here. Good on them for doing that. I mean, that's half the battle. I mean, it's a war of rights comes down to a numbers game a lot of the time. And so,
Independent fire, you can sort of see him.
We can be on those
Right down that
if
line.
you have the numbers in a charge or a shootout, it can work wonders. But they push up. They're getting the shootout going, but they don't have the time for this. Unless they early cap or charge in. Oh, no way. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. London, Mississippi pushing down the road, getting close to point. I don't know the exact boundary of the point, but I mean, they're getting inching closer. Union's got a huge line there, though. I mean, the thing is, too, is CSA can see this. I know it's like we have the spectator view and we can see things that they can't, but it's a wide open field. CSA should be able to pinpoint where Union is, especially on this position here. So CSA should just group up and charge this out. Defeat the Union in detail. That's what CSA should start doing. And it looks like some of them are pushing. Good amount, actually. HL, 13th Georgia. Some beef with as well. And Union instantly backs off, which I don't mind. You know, CSA is a little closer. It ain't the worst thing. CSA, though, does stop. I mean, Union has a defensive line behind the hill here, natural defilade here that they can use as cover.
Oh, Canada.
And so, again, it's not the worst thing to lose that. And, again, you're playing a game of time, not trying to outkill CSA. Which, I mean, you're already outkilling them. You're up almost half morale stage. But in terms of the time, you're doing phenomenal. And so you want to try to avoid unnecessary charges in situations where you could lose a lot of tickets. So I don't mind Union pushing back there. They could have tried to hold that. They have the tickets to try and hold it, but it's not a bad idea for them to disengage that. So we're almost, though, 2/3 of the way through the game, though, and Union side's only gone down one morale stage. That is something you don't want.
They're in the trees and they're in the hill on the right.
Fire trucks, lads.
Coming out of the trees.
They're in the trees.
So, I mean, CSA is starting to put more and more on this extreme Union left side. You got Deep at LFL here. Got HL shifting up this way as well. All fine and dandy to be pushing up, but there's got to be a charger at some point. You have to charge because Union's holding the point aggressively. 6 New York, 12 VA shifting over here for Union.
So ranks files, boys.
Yeah, we're gonna pop up over here.
Still not.
Like hearsay.
Looks like you got the CSA left pushing out, but they're just outnumbered, and Union's got a little bit of a crossfire on them. It's A&V going out.
Pick them off one by one.
And again, they're getting close. They're just outnumbered heavily, so... CSA pushing up in the center. Oh, going for a side charge. 11 Mississippi just going straight across the open field. Look at the Union bodies.
Too late, boys.
And Union here, back off. The more Union trying to reinforce.
Go, go, go.
So that's held. TKO backed up. 6 Arkansas there. IVB joining as well. And, I mean, INV still trying to hold the point here. TKO pushing up onto the point as well to make sure they can hold it. I mean, if Union can hold this, unless CSA straight charge for 15 minutes, I don't know how the Union side is going to be able to break through. Or sorry. Guys, the Union can't break through. It's over for Union side. They can't break through. Like, they're done so. Nah, I mean, the numbers. 7-man in balance in favor of Union side. Union has 7 on artillery, though. So, I mean... This is... Like, come on. I don't know. It just... I can get it can be hard to communicate, but it's like... It doesn't feel like none of the CSAs... The only time they've done something together was pushing out of the woods to here. That's the only time. And I mean, CSA that pushed up on the right side backed up. Union's lead is growing more and more and more.
Let's go. Everybody move to the left. Let's go.
I mean, it's a half morale stage difference right now. 14 minutes left. PSA's got to... They just have to do literally anything will be better than this. It's been a slow and painful death for CSA right now. HL's pushing up to the point.
Everybody hit the fence, keep hitting.
So it looks like they're going to try to go for an early cap here. Again, early cap would be phenomenal for CSA. And it looks like they got a little more than HL moving with. Love Mississippi here.
Make sure it says you're on point.
Move more to the left,
And they're starting to take it.
Out to the left and give them everything.
Pour everything on them.
Cover the flag, cover the flag. Cover the flag.
Union needs to ensure that, I mean, again, it won't hurt if CSA early cap, but Union should try to prevent this if they can, just to keep that black timer ticking. Union's pushing out, trying to get around the CSA's rear side. More CSA pouring out of the woods here. 88th New York going to try to hold on top of the point, but they're a little cooked.
Left, all up, wait, don't let him get to the fence. No fence for you. No fence for you. This is
Actually not. I thought they would have been cooked because of how many CSA are rolling out point blank. So CSA taking losses. 88th New York slowly getting shot up. And it looks like you got Union from the centers trying to charge the point right now. Union left side looks like they're going to join, but they're going to be a little delayed here.
Get out of here.
More coming from the right. Keep shooting.
So Union just forms up on the straight fence, so kind of in the middle. It's a draw-ish. Both sides have their lines, though. CSA still taking the point. And they're trying to push forward, charge Union to make sure they cap, but Union stops it. That's a huge stop for the Union side. Oh, never mind. They take it right back. Sorry for jinxing it there. So, since Union's engaged, gold timer's at 12 minutes, flag timer stops. And the counterattack begins. Union's got 12 minutes to retake, and I mean, CSA is being weakened. Union has some great flanking shots, so it looks like Union will probably retake this sooner than later, which Union's starting to push on right now.
You killed my officer! Who shot my officer? You're done!
And so, good job by the Union side here. I mean, sure, they gave the point, and CSA gained about an additional minute here in attacking, but, you know, they wiped them off pretty quickly. They're retaking the point right now, and they're going to get that black timer continuing to move very shortly. But, I mean, I'm glad CSA did something, you know. Yeah, again, CSA gives themselves an additional minute or so. They force some close combat, which is what they need to do, especially if they have guys spotting it with the bucket ball. So, some CSA back, moving out of their main spawn, just shooting it out right now. CSA forming up in the woods. This is taking a while to cap. I mean, I don't know if that's just the game being slow or this map is slow. I wonder if the points in, like, the different maps have different times to take the cap. I wouldn't think so, but just because of how slow this is moving, I almost think that. Unless, like, Texas guards are just not on the point. Which could be a possibility, too. Don't necessarily know that one way or another. Alright, CSA. Times of pressure for him again. Always was, but now it continues to be. They got to do it again and just keep doing it. I mean, crap. What was... This is the nice part about doing a live VOD with this, is you can just... By we, I mean me. Look back on it, but... I mean, before the counterattack, Union... I mean, Union lost like a half morale stage here in this engagement. CSA lost a little less than a half. So, Union kind of resets to what they were doing before. CSA kind of forming up, shooting out. Surely they're talking about something.
Lick my balls. Right up in the fire.
Aim your shots, guys.
I mean, if they knock Union down one more morale stage in 10.5 minutes, which is possible, they can just capture point and win. That's what we saw in the previous round.
Hey, Killer, are you gonna get your boys to attack? Because we fucking have to.
I don't know, Dickie. Why don't you go back to your line and fuck off?
Can we just take
Politely.
shots from our right or left, sorry?
Yeah, they are probably the front.
How do I get off the floor? No.
Good job, Killer.
Oh.
Yeah,
We are being attacked over there from
So
our
10
east,
minutes left.
southeast.
I mean, Union... I mean, CSA could just try to defeat in detail, but Union's doing a really good job. They're keeping their distance. They're keeping point capped as much as they're able. And the moment they see CSA charging at them and they know they can't win, or they just, for whatever reason, outside of that as well, they're just backing off and forming up with friendlies. And they're backing